Okay, so this is just the basic wiki that was used to hold the whole project together. It's very basic, it's essentially a shell. And the whole point of it was that, as you can see from over here, there's a whole heap of different categories of projects. Students, when they submitted their project, were required to identify broadly what social area it fell into. And then, based on where there were points of connection, I came up with these different names for pages. So I decided, yes, there were enough students there that were interested in community gardening, for example, to constitute a separate page. So each of these is a different page within this broad wiki. Now, obviously, within a wiki, you can blog, you can do all sorts of things. I wasn't that interested in that functionality because I had a blog I was using elsewhere. This was really just about the students engaging with each other. So part of the reason for using this is that I wanted students to be able to very quickly access each other's projects, partly for inspiration so they could see what each other were doing, but also so that they could communicate, provide feedback and engage with each other's ideas, and I wanted them to be able to do that without necessarily having to send a whole heap of links to one another. And so in this way they could decide, all right, well, I'm really interested in social entrepreneurship, so I can come here and see, okay, who else is interested in that area? Or if I'm already doing some work in community gardening, I can see, oh, okay, well, Desley is also looking at community gardening as well. So it's quite an easy way to establish links. And then what this did is essentially just take people directly to the student's own blog page. So as I mentioned, they could use any blog platform they liked. And so this is a lovely example from Desley McLeod, who was looking at gardening, community gardening, and what it would take to set up a community gardening project. And so students would design the pages themselves and organise the layout based on templates or their own design skills. And the whole idea was throughout semester they had to demonstrate regular postings, and then at the end of semester they would pick one of these postings that they thought best represented their project or demonstrated the greatest learning. And as you can see, part of the advantage of this was that a lot of members would join their pages from outside of the class community. And so just having a look at these, you can see that students came up with all sorts of different ways of representing their project. So this was a student by the name of Kat, who's now one of our wonderful PhD students, and she was really interested in civic spaces, how people use community space, and her blog was devoted to capturing ideas of how people have used space creatively and how they've used it as a way of engaging community. And so a lot of her work was just about capturing what else was going on around the world. Other students used this to very deliberately try and construct bigger projects. So if I think about somebody who's very well known in Brisbane, this is Scott's project, and he's been involved in the Brisbane skateboarding scene for a very long time. And he was really interested in how does he help young skateboarders engage with council and private enterprise. So often young skateboarders are seen as a problem in the city, and what Scotty was arguing was that the real problem is the fact that skateboarding facilities are pretty lame for young kids, and he wanted to see the council investing in really challenging environments. So this became the original place in which he began to engage with young skateboarders, and from this has grown the Brisbane Skateboarding Cartel. So even though this starts out as a very black and white kind of site, you can see here he's playing with logos and he's engaging with people, and he found that Facebook was a better avenue for engaging young people, so he's now moved his whole project across to Facebook. But that was quite exciting in terms of seeing the evolution of these things.